Hey y'all, Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. This is part 2 on the Seneca Dragonfly MK2 in 22 cal. It's also available in 177. And as I said before, I've already done a GRiP review on the 177. So if you guys are interested in comparing the two calibers, there's a review for that one. And then this is finishing up the review for the 22.
It's time to send some letdown range. Grab my airgun and let it rain. It's shooting time, oh, it's shooting time. Get my air.
Really quick, I want to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns for making this video possible. Go check them out, guys. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. First up, test results, the pellet test results with the dome shot card and the hunting shot card. From the dome shot card, I was really debating between the H&N 15s and the JSB 18s. They were super close, but I decided by a cat hair, the 18s won. So I chose the 18s as the favorite dome pellet. And then as far as the hunting shot card, it was kind of tied up. And looking back, I don't know if I chose the right ones. Maybe I should have went with the Hornets over the Polymags, but here we are. I tested the Polymags and the Crosman Sans Plum. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. But those were the two that I chose off of the hunting shot card for the 50-yard accuracy. And I did take it back to 50 yards, and much to my surprise, it does not shoot as well at 50 yards as the 177 did. And the reason why is because this one's not pushing as much velocity. The projectile is heavier, and we are talking about a pneumatic pump, not a PCP. So here we go, back up to 35 yards, or let's move up to 35 yards and check the accuracy there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so if they all wind up, the next one winds up in the center right there with the other ones, I'm gonna have to shoot 2 more because maybe the scope settled. I don't know. Let's find out. Pretty near it. I'm gonna shoot 2 more, guys. I gotta know where the 2 other ones would land. Yeah. Okay. So shooting 1 more of the JSBs, and then I'll move on to the Predator Polymags. Okay, so that one was a little high, but 4 of them wound up in that little center section, so those ones aren't bad. I'm going to discount the first 2 because I did make adjustments to the optics. So discount the first 2 shots, and let's see how the Polymags do. Oh, hi. Again. Not as good as the JSBs, but not horrible. I wouldn't take those any farther back than 35. All right, let's check out these Crosman Sans Plum things. They're super light, so I'm probably gonna have to adjust my my aim point. Okay, at 35 yards, the absolute best pellet are the JSB 18s. The Polymags did okay, and the Sans Plum, well, they did terrible, and I shot 3 of them and decided I wasn't going to waste any more energy pumping this up for pellets that already lost. So at 35 yards, the JSBs did great. The Polymags were okay. I wouldn't take the Polymags back any further than 35. I would probably take the JSBs maybe back to 40. So just because it didn't shoot well at 50 yards with these pellets I have here on the table, I do plan on doing more testing, guys. Not in this GRiP review, because if I followed every rabbit trail that came up while I was doing the GRiP reviews, this would be a very, very long video, and I'm not really going for that. So more testing, I will probably take a ton of different weighted pellets, maybe some lighter weighted pellets back to 50 yards, and just do some pellet testing there. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right, on to the rest of the GRiP review. That was a pretty long accuracy section. Let's move on to the trigger. So what kind of trigger pull weight do we get here? Now it does say this is a single stage trigger, but it feels like more like a 2-stage trigger to me. There is a long first stage, or maybe there's just a lot of play in the single stage. But as far as pull weight, let's go ahead and test that, see what we get. So the first results are 2 pounds 8.6 ounces, and the second 2 pounds 7.9 ounces. So we're getting about a 2.5 pound trigger. Okay, now on to velocity, and this one is going to be a little bit of a long section. So if you love talking about velocity, sit down, get your popcorn, get ready. Here we go. If you don't, fast forward it. Okay, so this is not a PCP, so I'm not going to do the normal full to empty testing, because the full to empty is really the shooter whenever you're full and empty. This one I would like, just like I would do a break barrel, I'm going to do a 2 mag consistency test. I want to see how consistent the velocity is over 2 mags as well as the accuracy. With pumping it 8 times, the first shot produced 549 feet per second. The 7th shot gave me 524 feet per second, and the 14th, 564. That's an average of 558 feet per second, an extreme spread of 63, and a standard deviation of 14. When you consider the type of air gun this is, that is really not bad at all. And even with 8 pumps, it's still getting 12.5 foot-pounds of energy, so a decent small gamer. All right, we're not done yet. So this has the variable power options. Well, what do you mean? It's not an external adjustable knob. It's you again, the shooter. You can either pump it as little as 3 times or as much as 15 times. And by doing so, of course, it's going to produce different amounts of velocity. So I did it in increments of 3, 5-shot groups at 3 pumps, 5-shot groups at 6, 9, 12, and then 15. With 3 pumps, I got an average of 397 feet per second, and the accuracy was actually decent. 3 of the shots were not on target, but you can see it right below there. They almost went in the same hole. And then with 6 pumps, I got an average of 502 feet per second, and not the best accuracy. 9 pumps gave me an average of 567 feet per second, and a tighter group for sure. 12 pumps gave an average of 631 with much better accuracy. And finally, 15 pumps produced an average of 658 feet per second. Not much different than the 12 pump results as far as accuracy goes. Are you sick of talking about velocity yet? Well, there is one more thing to talk about, and that is max velocity. And you guys know with the 22 cal and the 177, I always use the hobbies. They are lead pellets, not lead free, but they're the lightest ones that I know of. 11.9 grain and 22 cal. So the manufacturer claims 750 feet per second as a max velocity for this one. And I got an average of 750 exactly, but my max velocity was 762. So a little bit higher than what they said. I love that. So next up, sound. Is this guy backyard friendly? Whether it is or not out the box, the cool thing is it has the 1/20 threaded muzzle adapter. Did I miss out I left out the UNF. Geez, the 1/20 UNF muzzle adapter. So you can attach a moderator, and I will be testing this one with the 0dB. First, we're gonna do at the muzzle without the moderator, bare barrel, and then next up, we'll test the moderator. So at the muzzle, bare barrel, no moderator at all. I got 101.1 and 97.4 dBs. Now with the 0 dB at the muzzle, I got 78.4 and 81.1. Whoa, that is a huge difference. So definitely can make it backyard friendly. It's not, from the shooter's perspective, we'll go over that in just a second as far as the dB meter says, but I didn't find it too terribly loud myself. But let's find out what the dB meter says at the shooter's perspective. From the shooter's perspective, bare barrel, no moderator, 94.3 and 95.3. So it is a little quieter at the shooter's perspective than it is in front of the muzzle. Now let's find out what it's like with the 0 dB on it. I got 78.7 and 80.6. Definitely a big difference. Now let's move it 20 yards away. First up, bare barrel, like we've done before. All right, no moderator, 86.1 and 80.8, 20 yards away. And with the 0 dB moderator, 79.4 and 81.3. So definitely, if you have the option, put a moderator on this thing, quiet it down some. Otherwise, it's really not that bad. Finally, but really not finally, just a part that I've been looking forward to, offhand. How does this thing perform offhand? Nice. Remember to cock it or you'll waste all your energy. Sweet. The biggest challenge on this one is, no, the cocking effort does not get harder the more you cock it. It actually stays the same, but as with anything, the more you do the same movement, your heart rate goes up a little bit. So trying to settle myself and get my heart rate back down to where it's not bouncing all over the place or not making the gun bounce all over the place, I think is the biggest challenge with offhanding on this, or shooting in general. So here we go again. Oh, missed it. Right above it. Sweet. Nice. I might have one more left. And guys, if I look fatigued, it is not just from this little bit of shooting. I have done all sorts of testing with this guy today, and I would imagine I've cocked it at least a couple hundred times. So definitely have gotten my exercise today. And so this is actually, I'm pretty impressed with, after everything that I've done so far, I'm still able to do decent offhand. So yeah, hit again. I believe that was, yep, that's it. So as an offhander, abso-freaking-lutely beautiful, lovely, great squirrel gun, great little small critter getter, offhand or at the bench. Guys, we're not done. All right, guys, so now the final section of this review, cons and pros. Are there any cons? Well, when I think about cons, guys, a con to me is something that would hinder you or the product from performing at its best. And really, the one con, there may be a couple, but the first one that I am thinking of is the trigger. The trigger with that really long first stage, or the heck of a lot of play, whatever you want to call it, it can really throw me off. So I could perform better if the trigger was a little better. But consider, this is like $160 to $199 air rifle that requires no external power. So no external air, CO2, anything like that. You can just take your gun out with your ammo and you're ready to shoot. Oh, the next one is, and this one, you'll get used to it and you won't waste your energy as often. Do not forget to cock the gun before you pump it. If you do forget to cock it before you pump it, just the air just goes right down the barrel and you get to do it all over again. So that's it for cons, guys. On to pros. And the pros on this one, they are really stacked up. So as far as the aesthetics, the way it looks, it's really a very pretty gun. It's got the raised cheek piece on the beechwood stock. It's got the stempling on the grip. The forearm houses the butterfly system, that's what makes it the same effort from pump 1 to pump 15. You're not getting to the last few pumps barely being able to pump it because it gets so hard. Now, the butterfly system is absolutely amazing on this thing. The safety is extremely easily accessible. It's super light and very easy to maneuver wherever, whether you're in the backyard just playing around plinking or you're off in the woods doing some fast-paced hunting. It's lightweight and easily maneuverable. It comes with a 7-shot magnetic mag, or a single shot tray. So you have the repeater option or just the single shot option. It does have a dovetail rail, which I prefer pick, but that's fine too, because it's not really about me. It shouldn't be anyways, not about what I prefer, just about what the gun has to offer, right? Okay, and then we have the 1/2 x 20 UNF threaded muzzle that allows you to moderate it. It also comes with fiber optic open sights, which is a sweet option. And there's more. What else? Oh, it is accurate. The 22, I would say 40 yards, depending on what ammo you use. And like I said, I will have more testing done on that. I plan on doing 50-yard pellet testing to just kind of get a better conclusion on the accuracy there. So 35 to 40 yards, depending on the ammo. Great offhander, absolutely great offhander. And I mean, the price is definitely a pro. About 160 bucks. That's it. So for 160 bucks, a can of pellets, get out there in the backyard and do some shooting either with yourself or your family. Teach your children how to shoot. I mean, it's really a great option for a lot of different reasons. So I guess, guys, that's about it for the GRiP Part 2 on the Seneca Dragonfly Mark II 22 cal. If you like what we're doing right here on Gateway to Airguns, there's a couple more places you can go to check out some pretty cool videos. Rick over at Airgun Web, he does real-world airgun reviews as well as just some range time testing. And then there's Modern Airgunner, where we just basically go out and we do what we want with what we want. So if you guys are interested in checking those kind of videos out, go to the Airgun Web YouTube channel as well as the Modern Airgun channel. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as well as if you'd like to be notified when new videos are posted, hit the notifications button. Thank y'all in advance. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns. Thank y'all so much for making these videos possible. If you guys have not checked them out, you really, really should. If you're an airgunner, you like airguns, you like shooting, go check out www.gatewaytoairguns.org. There is something for every airgunner alive. I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. Y'all don't just have a good day, have an awesome one. See ya. Threaded something. Threaded something. Threaded something. Threaded. I knew it. I just wasn't sure, so I didn't say it. Muzzle adapter.